Have you ever been in a room where everyone is losing their mind over a game, and you genuinely feel nothing? Everyone's shouting at the TV, arguing about players, acting stressed for hours because their team might lose. And you're just sitting there thinking, how are people this emotionally invested in this? While entire cities shut down over a game, while millions of people wear jerseys like armor and feel emotionally wrecked because a team lost, there's always that one person sitting there completely unaffected. No tribal loyalty, no emotional investment. To sports fans, that almost feels unnatural. Because for a lot of people, sports aren't just entertainment, they're identity, community, emotion. So when someone says, "I genuinely don't care who wins," people react like they just admitted they don't feel human emotion. But psychology suggests something far more interesting is happening. It was never really about sports. It's about how different brains decide what deserves emotional energy. Let's start with the obvious question. Why do people care so much in the first place? Neurologically, it makes perfect sense. Human beings evolved in tribes. For most of history, survival depended on belonging to a group. Modern psychology believes sports activate that same ancient system. A team becomes a symbolic tribe. That's why people say, "We won," even though they never touched the field. Their brain partially merges their identity with the group itself. Neuroscience research shows that when fans watch their teams succeed, the brain releases dopamine and oxytocin, the same chemicals linked to reward and bonding. Their nervous system experiences the game as something personal, not metaphorically, biologically. But people who don't obsess over sports often process identity differently. Their sense of self usually isn't built around group belonging. And honestly, this can make life feel strange growing up. Sports are one of the biggest social bonding systems in the world, especially for men. Friendships are built around it. Conversations revolve around it. When you don't feel that connection, you notice the gap. You start feeling like everyone else understands a language you were never taught. You aren't processing social reality through an us versus them framework. Your brain doesn't naturally divide the world into emotional teams. A lot of sports obsession is driven by a specific psychological mechanism: intermittent reinforcement. Think about a close game. The score changes, the tension rises, your team almost loses, then suddenly recovers. That uncertainty is neurologically addictive. It's the same principle behind gambling. Unpredictable rewards keep the brain chasing an emotional payoff. But for non-sports people, the reward system doesn't respond to vicarious competition the same way. They don't experience the athlete's victory as their own, so the dopamine loop never fully activates. This is where sports fans often misunderstand us. They assume you just don't have passion, but the passion simply exists somewhere else. Interestingly, psychology research has found that people who care less about spectator sports often score higher in something called openness to experience. Their brains seek stimulation through music, ideas, art, or deep conversations at 2 a.m. A sports fan may spend hours studying player statistics. A non-sports person might spend hours researching philosophy, filmmaking, or human behavior. Different arena. Same psychological engine. Sometimes the avoidance isn't about the game, it's the culture. For some, sports environments felt aggressive, loud, or performative growing up. If you associated athletic culture with exclusion or social hierarchy, your brain remembers that. The indifference isn't random. It's protective. And then there are those who see it as emotional math. They genuinely cannot comprehend why someone would let a game ruin their mood for 2 days. To them, it feels psychologically inefficient to suffer over something you can't control, involving people who don't know you exist. Here's the twist. Sports fans ask the exact same thing about people who obsess over books or psychology. Humans naturally assume their emotional investments are the normal ones. Sports package meaning efficiently: conflict, heroes, villains, and redemption. But people who don't obsess over sports often look for meaning somewhere more participatory. They don't want to watch the story. They want to build one. Psychologists call this direct engagement versus parasocial investment. You would rather write the music than scream from the audience. So if you've ever felt weird because everyone around you was emotionally invested in a game while you felt nothing, there's nothing wrong with you. Your brain just prioritizes emotional energy differently. You may crave meaning through creation instead of competition, through understanding instead of tribalism. Not because one person cares more than the other, but because human beings aren't all searching for meaning in the same place. And honestly, that might be the most human thing about us.